What is up, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of your 5D journey. My name is Lucas, and I'm here to help you expand your awareness into a higher, more soul-driven plane. So, a lot of times when I talk to people about like meditation or affirmations or the power of thought, sometimes especially like with younger people that are like so built up in the outside world of moving a million miles an hour, getting a million things done and go, very masculine based energy, it's so boring. Like, I'm just sitting there, like nothing's happening, and I'm overwhelmed, and I don't like doing it. It's boring. So today I'm going to talk about active meditation, active manifestation, and active affirmations. So this is my story for today. I like to give stories in here. That way you guys with him just pulling this out of my butt. This is something I do daily. I'm outside, and spring is coming. And I literally want to walk with James. And as I was walking into the house, this is a tip for you, by the way, about how to do things and get things done if you're a procrastinator. If you're like a natural procrastinator, like how to take care of that. Like I'm a procrastinator, but I've built habits to get there. I'm a lot of tangents, can you tell? But they all connect back together. We go on a walk. We're walking into the house. And right as I'm about to walk through the door, I thought, I'm going to go ahead and mow the front yard. I was like, spring's almost coming. Let's even out some of the grass. Let's go do that. So I go to mow the yard. Battery dies. Go to charge it. Go to grab the weed eater. I was like, well, I'll just go ahead and do the trim around the whole yard. Not the edging, but the trim. And as I'm sitting there, swiping back and forth, I'm getting into a meditative state because I have no music in my ears. It's just the outside. I'm not talking to anyone. There's no distractions. I'm literally just swiping and swiping. And all of a sudden, this movement, this repetitive movement, all of a sudden I was finding myself talking in my head, saying things like, I take care of my house, this land is sacred to me, I feel safe at home. Like, all these active thoughts are coming in as I'm swiping. And it takes your mind out of that boring place and moves it into a more active place. And on top of that, so I'm not 100%, so I think I'm going to say this right. I think theta state, the theta brain state, is where your mind is like the most receptive to energy and the most receptive to ideas and concepts, and you're the most free-flowing in theta. I'm pretty sure that's right. It could be beta, but I think it's theta. I'll leave a comment in the description below. And anyway, but it brings us into that wave state where we're choosing to create and manifest positive outcomes. One argument that comes up so often with my grandmother and I is she always says she feels like when she's doing affirmations that she's lying, that she's denying the truth of the outside world, the realistic view of the outside world, which it's still pessimism. It's pessimism. We had a whole conversation with this morning. I was like, she's like, it's a lie. And I said, well, it kind of somewhere it connects to that whole fake it till you make it. There are times when I used to teach dance that I didn't want to go into work. I really didn't. And I could have come up with a million reasons as to call into work, but that's not my mojo. I don't do that. I show up. And I would go in and go, you know what? Just have a good time. Just have a good time. And I would be kind of faking it for the first, say 15 or 30 minutes, but then that momentum picks up. And when the momentum, I'm really working on trying to enunciate my words because I know I talk really fast and sometimes I hear myself talking and I'm like, that's really mumbly. You get the momentum going, and as that momentum is building, it becomes real. And so, it's not even so much that you're lying or that you're faking it by saying positive things. Are there times I don't feel safe in my house? Absolutely. When there are world events happening of any form over the last 35 years I've been on this planet, when world events or life events come, there are times I don't feel safe in my house. That I wonder, am I okay? Do I have enough supplies if we lost electricity for a week? Like when we lost electricity last year for a week in Texas. Am I covered? Am I okay? And I feel like sometimes people that are really optimistic are kind of framed in this mindset that we're kind of like unicorns dancing in a rainbow valley full of leprechauns and beautiful fairies. And it's not about denying that life throws things at you. When it comes to relationships, when it comes to our own inner struggles, when it comes to financial responsibilities and making choices about career and work and friendships, and when we're doing all those things, life throws things at us. I'm just such in the mindset to believe that everything that happens to us is for a purpose. And there are times when we don't understand why something's happening or how to get out of it. And that's when we are best to turn to faith and go, this is happening for a reason. And the meditation that we're creating, the active meditation, manifestation, affirmation that we're creating, what it's doing is it's recentering our thought process, which recenters our heart's condition, and it realigns our energy to what it is that we're creating. Like that it's what we're creating. I think that what happened is that this last age, the age of Pisces, these are Pisces, Aquarius, Pisces, yes, water than air, is control dramas were a really big deal on the planet. Masculine dominated control dramas were a big deal on the planet. And we've been forced into a survival mode. And even the events over the last 2 years, from the pandemic to the freeze here in Texas to what's happening in the Ukraine right now, these events that are happening, I think, are like pimples popping. Like the earth is going through this huge shift. Collectively, we've all become much more aware. Like the level of human evolution with connection over the last just 20 years is really exponential to the last 2,000 years. We are growing and creating understanding of other realities outside of our own. Like, if there wasn't world news, would I even know that Russia was bombing Ukraine right now? And if I didn't know and it wasn't affecting me in my heart space, would that change the outcome of what's happening over there? By me being here and knowing, does that change what's happening there? Maybe. Especially if we're being positive about it and saying this is going to come to an end. Everything will be worked out. May the universe and God protect all the people that need to be protected. Oh my God, I could tangent again. I literally could just tangent myself into a story. But finding your way of active, affirming manifestation meditations is so important to keeping your energy system flowing. I'm manic depressive. Like, one moment I'm like, the world is amazing, everything's so good, loads and loads of energy, nothing can bring me down. And the next moment, why is the world like this? Why am I feeling so negative? Why doesn't anyone support me? I don't really do. Why does anyone support me? Why doesn't this person that showed up that doesn't support me not support me? And that manic depressive energy, it's dangerous. And the way we calm manic depressive or paranoia or anxiety or sadness, grief, anger, fear is active, affirming manifestation meditations. And you got to find your flow, and it happens in a load of places. I do it when I'm washing my hair sometimes. I do it when I'm cleaning the dishes. We have a million things throughout the day that are chores, but that's free time for your mind, for your meditative mind, to really ground in what it is that you are creating. I almost said trying to create, what it is you're creating. And I think that right now, the shift we're going through from the Piscean age into the Aquarius age, it's going to totally, everything's realigning. These events are pimples. They are pimples that are popping open, that are gonna be handled. And I think that by the end of this decade, where our society is technologically, I'm saying romantically first, how we communicate, what is our priorities are. That's something I said to someone earlier today. I said, I'm just getting to the point in my life where if I'm not happy with a place, a person, situation, job, I leave because I don't belong there. I remember in 6th grade is when the bullying first started happening. I have no memory of being bullied ever before 6th grade, besides my older brother. I have no memory. But right as that bully energy showed up, I remember wanting so bad to fit in that I was trying to prove myself to the bullies, that I was worthy, that I was cool, that I was trying to prove myself. Someone's attacking me and I'm being victimized, and I'm sitting here trying to prove myself to the person causing the trauma. It's a codependency response, right? And I think that that's where we've been for a long time. People have been trying to prove their worthiness to their partners, to their jobs, to their friends, their kids, their parents. Like, prove. It's time to stop proving. If you aren't happy somewhere, it's because you don't belong there. It doesn't mean that that place, person, thing is bad. It doesn't mean that, it's going to get its karma, deserved wings in the end. It's not about that. It's about just belonging somewhere else, because someone does belong there. And that person's no less or more than you. We are all divinely sovereign through our gift of our soul and our body. And it's about really connecting or not. And if you're not connecting, you're going to force things to happen, go somewhere else. And that's also part of the affirming meditative manifestation. I switched them. Is going, I'm glad I'm being moved to where I belong. Every time you lose something, I'm glad I'm being carried to where I belong. I'm glad I'm being moved and shifted into where I belong. And it's going to take a while, but we're all going to get there. All of us. The whole collective. And then a voice came in my head and was like, are you sure? Like, all the bad people go away. Well, there might always be bad people in the world. Like, there's always the rebels, good and bad. But as a collective, where are we going? All right, have fun with your meditations. Like, subscribe, share. I heard you say it at the beginning, but it's hard.